They called me Heartless for reporting my wife, but none of them were there the night I realized she'd been stealing from our family to build a life without us. I'm Daniel. I'm 44, and I manage inventory systems for a chain of medical supply warehouses in suburban New Jersey. My life used to be predictable in the best way. Early mornings, packed lunches, 2 kids who argued about cereal and homework. My wife, Marissa, worked in nonprofit fundraising, a job everyone admired because it sounded selfless. I admired it too. I trusted her completely. The shift was subtle at first. Marissa became secretive about work, guarded about her calendar, unusually defensive when I asked basic questions. She said donor privacy mattered. She said I wouldn't understand. I believed her because believing your spouse feels like loyalty. I didn't realize loyalty can become blindness if you're not careful. The discovery didn't come from snooping. It came from panic. One afternoon, our credit card was declined at the grocery store. Embarrassed, I checked our accounts and felt my stomach drop. Thousands missing, then tens of thousands. Transfers labeled consulting fees, expense reimbursements routed through accounts I'd never seen. When I asked Marissa that night, she didn't cry or deny it. She told me calmly that she'd been planning an exit for years. She said she deserved more than the life I could offer. She said the money would be replaced once things settled. That was the moment the marriage ended for me. Not because of the affair, which I learned about days later, but because she spoke about our family like an obstacle she'd already moved past. The emotional devastation wasn't loud. It was isolating. I slept on the couch, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment I'd dismissed as harmless. A week later, she moved out and filed for divorce. She asked for joint custody and spousal support, citing the instability her career transition had caused. She told friends I was vindictive and controlling. She said I'd turned her in because I was bitter she'd outgrown me. People stopped calling. Even my sister asked if I'd overreacted. The rising tension wasn't just personal, it was legal. During discovery, Marissa's disclosures didn't match the bank records I had. The numbers were off by enough to matter. I brought everything to my attorney, who asked a simple question that changed everything. Where had the money come from? I hadn't thought to ask because I'd trusted the answer for years. Donations, grants, fundraisers. The turning point came when I realized her exit plan wasn't just funded by our savings. It was funded by misappropriated donor money routed through shell expenses. I didn't want revenge. I wanted the bleeding to stop. I reported the discrepancies to the nonprofit's board anonymously, attaching timelines and documentation. I said nothing publicly. I kept showing up for my kids. The resolution was swift and brutal. An external audit confirmed the misuse. Marissa was terminated and referred for prosecution. Her affair partner, a vendor consultant, disappeared immediately. In family court, her credibility evaporated. Custody shifted in my favor due to financial misconduct and instability. Spousal support was denied. The judge ordered restitution and froze remaining assets. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt exhausted. I answered my kids' questions with honesty stripped of bitterness. I rebuilt slowly, one routine at a time. Dinners, homework, laundry folded late at night while the house stayed quiet. The final punchline is this. People think accountability is cruelty when it finally arrives, but I've learned that protecting the truth isn't heartless. It's the only way to stop someone else's lies from becoming your children's inheritance.